Well, good morning. Thought I'd do a quick update on shop projects. My shop's a mess. It's a pretty big shop. It's 30 by 50, but I have a lot of junk. Decided I want to create a workshop in the back. So I kind of have a start here. Got a bunch of supplies and tools, kind of organized a little bit, and then a big tool chest. I have this old countertop I found cleaning out the basement. I've been saving in here for a couple of years. I figured I would move these cabinets. I already have one of them, or shelving units. I already have one of them emptied out. That's what it's all in these buckets here. I need to do that last one in the back, and then some miscellaneous junk that's behind that ladder. And I will try to make like a little woodworking area maybe back in this corner. I have a lot of woodworking tools that are randomly spread out in the garage. I like to reclaim this large area here, and possibly try to move a car there. All my cars are stuck down here. Right now, if I want to work on one, I have to shuffle them around and park one outside. I don't like parking the nicer ones outside, and that pretty much is just the truck. Mainly because in the summer in Colorado we get a lot of hailstorms, and I've had to repair that truck, have it go in for hail damage repair at least twice since I've owned it. They've done a good job, but I'm tired of paying the deductible on it just because I park it outside. Luckily, that hasn't happened at this property. I've been here almost 4 years now, but I don't want it to happen. So I'd like to be able to either maybe move that entire lift back into this area, and that way I have room for two cars over there and then two cars on the lift in this general area here. Number of things I have here because I'm a hoarder, and I just need to get rid of them. There's a washer dryer unit in there that the dryer stopped working, and the wife decided that she would just prefer to have brand new appliances instead of me trying to fix it. So that's a project I need to work on, because I'm sure that it's an easy fix to get the dryer working again. Then I have a working pair of washer or dryer that I could either sell or maybe set up in here for some reason. I don't know why I would need them here. But she's also got some exercise stuff in here, old microwave in here, which I probably should set up here for microwaving stuff. I don't know what I need to microwave, but I got the dash out of the station wagon. So one of the problems with having this lift is if I decide to do something on the car parked on the bottom that's going to incapacitate it for any amount of time, this guy is hostage. Whoever's on the top bunk is held hostage until I get this running again. This is theoretically still running, but I have the dash apart for a couple different reasons. I was hoping that I could at least get one of the two reasons fixed before I decide to reassemble the dash. I actually created a couple more projects by disassembling the dash than I expected. I'll give you an update on that in another video. But yeah, so if you look at the my overall shop here, it's pretty cluttered. I've got too many projects half done. I've got this nice little Honda scooter over here. It runs, it just has lost its high-end power, meaning that I can't get the thing to go more than 25 miles per hour. When I first bought it, top speed was about 30. So I don't know if it's just got tired, or it did sit for about a year and a half unused at my previous house, mainly because it was just too much of a pain in the ass to get it in and out of the garage when I wanted to play with it. And so it did have some aging gas in the system. I have since cleaned that all out, cleaned out the carburetor as best as I thought I needed. But I think it needs a carb rebuild, and maybe that will give me my my 5 more miles per hour out of it. That, or I just am too heavy. I have lost a lot of weight since then, so it's possible that I'll get my miles, my speed back by that. It's been about a year since I started it up, mainly because same reason as my old house. It's tucked in a corner and it's got too much crap in the way. So hopefully once I get this done today, we'll see how far I get. Once this garage hits 100 degrees, I don't like working out here anymore. And it's probably 70 something outside right now, and it's approaching 90 in here already. And it's, just 10 o'clock in the morning. So I got a pretty decent start this morning. So I'll be knocking that out. But let's take a look at my other projects out here real quick. So we'll go out the front. I gotta work on this thing too. Some reason after reassembling the deck does not cut on an even plane. This side here seems to cut as close to the grass as possible, regardless of the deck height that I choose. The other side seems to adjust appropriately. This one here burns the grass. So positive side, I ain't cutting the grass again this year because most of it's burnt. But then looking at all my neighbors, they have the same problem. So maybe it's only slightly a problem with my deck versus Colorado grass. So this over here is a project. I bought this car in 98 or so with this van. I'm the second owner, bought it used. It's a 95. My son used it in his high school years as a hope. Hopefully, I was going to get in trouble and he'd have a fun time like I did when I was in high school. But I'm not sure what kind of activities he got up to in that. But I don't have any grandchildren, so I guess no fun activities. But anyway, I brought it down from my property a couple weeks ago. I've got a couple small videos that I should edit into one big one. Oh, and I'm about to be murdered. Look at this. We have some good old friends that are wasps hiding in here. And I'm going to back away slowly, and I'll come back with some wasp killer later. But anyway, yeah, I brought this sucker back from my property. It'd been sitting up there for, God, almost 8 to 9 years up there, I think. And she doesn't start. And it's been too hot to work on her out there. I was hoping to get her in on the lift, but I've got too many other projects in the lift. And she doesn't run, so it's kind of hard to get her over there by myself. So I'll have to see if I can get someone to come over. And if I can't get it started, get somebody to come over, help me push it off the car trailer. So I actually have another project that I'm bidding on that I'm going to need the car trailer for. So I have about 2 weeks to get that thing off the car trailer and be able to do something with her. And I've got a lot of projects in that. That's a nice little trailer, hardly used. Mice took it over a couple years ago. I think I got most of the mice out. I think I solved the mice problem. But it still smells like a camper. But I've got some minor maintenance issues to work on that. Truck doesn't really have any issues that I have to work on. I might do some minor things to it just to play with it. I like taking this on road trips. I want to take this on road trips. Let's see. Good. Stop being weird with the zoom. So I like to fix that tailgate. Probably doesn't look that bad in the video, but it's pretty rough. Someone backed into it with a skid steer, or drove into it with someone hit it with a steer, whatever, a bobcat. But yeah, figured I kind of banged it out a little bit. It was much worse. I want to try to get the metal as straight as I can. I'm not a metal shop guy. Funny enough, I probably would have liked to be one. They got rid of that in high school a year before I would have done it. Same with the automotive shop. She's got a couple of dings down the side. This is all self-inflicted. I don't like the chrome, and the chrome was kind of in a rough shape. So instead of trying to hunt for new chrome, I did most chrome delete. I'm going to leave the stuff that's kind of holding the windows in. But I got rid of the 2 chrome strips, and then I peeled off the faded wood paneling. But yeah, it's she got kind of a whammy in the door there. That should be easy to pull out. For the most part, I think this paint is going to come right back. There's a couple areas where the paint is scraped off here, probably because that's someone who's opening the door and putting their hand on that or something. The grill on this was all busted up when I got it, and I decided to just kind of fix it with fiberglass. And this whole thing is fiberglass anyway, so it's not like I'm putting Bondo on top of metal. But I need to sand that up, make it look nice, and then decide what I want to do with the paint for the grill. This car came with a replacement grill. I have it up here hanging on the wall. Replacement grill has problems of its own that I decided that it was just worth. So it's kind of banged up in the opposite area as the other one was. I might borrow the headlight bracket there. One of the ones over here is kind of bent. I think it's this one because it's not lining up with the fender at all. But I think I can fix that with either borrowing that or messing with the fiberglass. For the most part, this car is solid. Main project I wanted to work on with this was to get the AC running. I think if I get the AC running on this car, this one here becomes much more interesting to take to car shows and stuff, even with the without dealing with all the holes that's left over when I did the chrome delete. These had little pegs that those plastic retainers would clip onto, and then the chrome would clip onto the plastic retainers. And I knocked the pegs off, and I think all I'll have to do is smooth those down, put Bondo in it, and but then as soon as I do that, then I need to paint the whole thing. I can't just buff this out and make it look nice. I don't like the white anyway. I really like the interior. It's exactly the same interior I had in my high school car. So you can see I've got the dash all apart. When I took the dash apart, the speakers were, is that one of the original? No, that's the new. So I went out and got replacement speakers for the front because those were obviously just dust when I took them out. I was able to fix this switch here. This here is for the rear windows, and they had a little piece of tubing stuck in there to force it to not go up and down. Otherwise, the switch was always trying to take the window down, which was annoying. But taking the dash apart, the switch was just loose, so I was able to fix that. Taking the dash apart, these I guess A-pillar little plastic shrouds, or the part of the interior, basically just cracked in 3-4 places. Same with that one. They were brittle as hell. So if you look across the top here, all those plastic trim pieces are all brittle. I'm assuming that the back speakers are also shot, and I need to figure out how to get the back speakers out. I tried with a piece of a little, not a piece, but a little plastic trim removal kit, a tool thing, and it seems like that didn't want to just snap out. And I'm assuming that whatever plastic tab is holding that in place is going to break as soon as I do it. So If I can get those out, I will go out and get replacement speakers for them. Main reason I haven't ordered them is I don't know what size they are. I'm assuming they're 8-inch, but I don't know until I open that up and take them out. But it would be nice to have the actual built-in speakers in here. I have been using a Bluetooth speaker and just pairing it with my phone. But I really like the interior on here because this is the same interior I had in my mom's old station wagon that I used in high school. And the steering wheel is a little bit different. This is a year newer than the one I had in high school. But other than the steering wheel being slightly different, this is identical to what I had in high school. And that's the main reason I bought it, is just I wanted the old car back. It always bugged me that parents thought I was doing too much damage to it and got rid of it when I was in high school. I always wanted to get it back, and I kind of have. So, 3/4 life crisis. I'd say half, but I'm a little past half. Not sure I like these tires a lot. I don't think I like them on the station wagon. I've got a couple choices of tires. Another project I want to do is do something with these tires. They're starting to get in my way. I've got this pile of tires, and then I won all these tires over here for $1 at an estate sale. I don't know why I cared. I think I cared more about I was only paying $1 than what I was getting, which is probably a terrible way of looking at things. But they're decent enough tires. None of them have rims, but I figured do something with these stupid ladders, which I never want to use again. I use them to put those lights up there semi-straight, but I hope to never have to get up there again. So I could possibly create some sort of tire storage system here with I got a whole ton of old plywood, not plywood, 2x4s. There's a little bit of plywood in there, but mainly 2x4s. I could set up some sort of tire system. These sections are 10 foot wide, so obviously none of my 2x4s are long enough, but I guess if I could put some sort of center system in, I can set up a place to store tires. Couldn't throw out the old seat to the Dart, but I didn't want a bench seat, and that bench seat has seen much better days. Toying with reupholstering it myself and then maybe selling it. I see people asking for old A-body bench seats all the time, and the bones of that is pretty good. It's just the driver's side back is all ripped up, and they've got some sort of vinyl tape all over it that I didn't want to deal with, so I took it out and I put bucket seats on the Plymouth Scamp up there. So other projects I have over there, it's my wife's slot machine. It worked fine before we moved to this house, but moving it from one house to another, it doesn't the screen doesn't power up anymore. Overall the thing seems to start, but the screen's not starting. It's basically an old 386 in there. So I should have the parts. If not, I should be able to upgrade it to something more modern and get the thing back and up and working. Perfect time to work on that is in the winter. The worst time to work on this barn, other than the middle of summer, is in the winter because it is ice cold out here. That's another project I would like to work on, is insulating this and heating it. Got an estimate to insulate the barn, and it wasn't bad. It was just money I didn't want to spend right now. So for spray and foam insulation, to include the roof, and to include a team of people to come in here and move everything for me, was $11,000. So not a terrible quote, but I don't really want to spend $11,000. But I also do not want to try to spray foam insulate this thing myself. I did put the little exhaust vent in 2 years ago, and that helps a lot. But as you can see, that we're still, temperature is still, maybe it went down a little bit since I've had the door open, but it's still right around almost 90. But I wished I had a barn like this when I was in my 30s, and I could have been doing a lot of projects. But in my 30s, I was focused on career and building a company and kids. Probably should have said kids first, but I was more focused on that and not playing with things. I haven't played with this kind of stuff since high school. Right after high school, I joined the military, and then college after that, and then career in software. Um, so, still doing that career, but now I have spare time. I work from home a lot, so I have afternoons and evenings and weekends when I'm not being dragged from one mall to the next. Um, so, well, that's about it for this. Um, yeah, I'm just playing with the YouTube thing. If it happens, it happens. If not, it not. So let's see how much these projects I actually get done. Today, I was hoping to just focus on this corner here. Um, this shelving stuff was I just threw it in here. It came off the moving van kind of early, and it ended up in this far corner. And then all this junk ended up on it. And it stayed that way for almost 4 years. Got 2 buckets. One all things electrical and one all things plumbing. But I think the plumbing stuff also turned into all things gas as well. So it's a little mixture of both. I'm really trying not to just move things from one place to another, although I do have a lot of that going on over here. Most of the stuff was on those shelves, and some of it got sorted into boxes, and I've got like a whole box of brackets here, some of these weird barn door bracketry. The first year I moved here, I gutted the first floor, and almost every door on the first floor is using these barn door contraptions, and I don't necessarily like them. I don't hate them, but I'm not a big fan. So when I redid the whole basement and turned it into a corporate office, I got rid of all the barn doors. So I've been kind of reusing this. Anytime I need a piece of metal to weld onto something, I cut the the little pulley part off of that, and then these are pretty hard steel. So that's what I've been using those for. Old fence brackets in there. So basically this is just a video of my junk that I have in my barn. So hopefully when I get that whole corner all gutted out and I build some sort of workshop, I want to tuck my table saw in there, and I got 2 different radial saws and 2 different band saws and a big drill press. All that stuff's going to hopefully be relocated back into that corner, and then I can try to get rid of like this old refrigerator. This old refrigerator came out of my old corporate office, and it's got all the software stickers from companies that I've worked with in the past. So I really hate to do that. The refrigerator stopped working about 2 years ago. I could look into getting it fixed, but why? I might just take the doors off and use the doors some way in here. But since this barn is not insulated, I can't leave anything in the refrigerators during the winter, especially sodas, because they explode. Then I seem to forget that each year, and then I come in here and I have an exploded soda or 2 or a dozen. So, and I've got a little tiny, like a dorm room fridge that's good enough in here. So this is an old reception desk from my old corporate office, and wife hates it here, but I don't mind it. It gives me a place to sit down and work on stuff that I can work on a bench. I've got the what do you want to call it, the front part of the dashboard out here, the dash cover, I guess, and it's seen better days. There was a great YouTube video of how to repair this kind of stuff with spray foam, and so I figured I can't make it worse, so I'll give that a try. The guy used like a Dremel to cut this out, and then spray foam, sand it down, spray paint it. I already got a couple cans of maybe the right color. So the odd thing about this is the previous owner, or maybe the previous, I have no idea how many owners of the station wagon they were, had a temp gauge right here, obviously not stock. Uh, and to take this out, I had to be a little less gentle than I cared to be on this. So there's some blemishes on this now, or outright tears. So I'm going to, I'm toying with making it bigger and putting one of those standard 3 gauge clusters in here. It's kind of far away from where the driver's looking. So if you're sitting here, your gauge is way over there. So it's great for the passenger to look at stuff. Right now, to get that gauge out, the hose that goes out to your cooling system snapped right at the back of where the gauge was. So now I just have a tube that I need to crimp or something. Otherwise, I'm going to have antifreeze blowing through the dashboard at me. I went to go look at replacement ones, and all of them don't have the same type of connection. Even if I can save the current connection, which I probably could, they're different now. So I gotta. That's part of one of the projects I wasn't expecting to have to do, is I have to replace that. But if I want to get something that's slightly bigger, that has at least a bigger bezel to hide the cracks. Although since I'm going to be trying to repair that one, I get just another one, and this is, I don't know if this is just some crud here, or if that's actually a crack here. From the camera it looks like a crack, but it's got a little bit of wear and tear on this side too. I have another one of these. It's up here, completely the wrong color, so I don't really want to use it, and it has a little bit of wear and tear basically on the same spot. I also have apparently another headlight assembly here. I forgot that I had for that car. Don't fall. Okay, but I have this probably not stored the best place, but and it's got a slightly different vent over there. It's got the 2 here, and then some sort of cover on that one, which I didn't notice. This one's got the full vents, so I'd rather use this one, fix it. The other thing I was thinking is, with all the electronics these days, just cut this piece out, insert a big flat piece of plastic that you can put suction cups on for your GoPro, your dash cams, cell phone connections, or maybe even a piece of metal, so that I can put things that are magnetic up there. Yeah. So it's yet another project that I have to do. So I've been out here for a good 20 minutes. It's getting warmer out here, so I should stop recording the barn and start doing stuff.